This episode is brought to you by Quaker Rage Oatmeal Stout. When you're too nice to show how angry you are, have yourself a Quaker Rage.
Yeah.
So I wish
And
Carrie Fisher could have seen her.
Yeah, no shit.
I kind of like that that development of Lars and Baru, Owen and
Yeah.
Baru.
Who kick
to
ass
show
Aunt
them
Beru?
as- Yeah.
She's like, he knew this day was coming. Here's your gun, bitch.
So I really have to start planning out my drinks. I don't think too far ahead to my drinks. I do think of the content of the show, but not of the drinks. And there was a really cool Beetlejuice cocktail that I just had nothing for. Not melon liqueur, not blue cacao. I didn't have anything, but it looked pretty good. So
I had to make a stop at the steak store to get the vanilla vodka for my drink.
mm.
All right, so I'm on Twitter right now.
Okay.
We currently have 262 followers.
Whoa!
That is
Kind of person jump.
yeah, it's like 62 more from last week. We actually jumped up about 20 just today.
Wow.
The downside of having that many people following us right now
Guess you gotta put content on.
is when I put out a question like, what's your favorite composition from Danny Elfman? I get 2 pages of shout outs that I have to make. There were so many people answering that question that I stopped typing and I just started screenshotting things and putting them into a document because it was just too much to type.
That's why it's not shared.
Oh, that's why it's not shared. It's just too much stuff. So like, here's some of the people that have started following us recently. We have a couple people that are actual like movie composers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we have a group following us called Don't Watch Sober Podcast. We got one that does the history of their podcast is all about the history of words. It's called Getting Down and Wordy. Autopsy of a Horror Movie. Film Score Podcast. This one's one of my favorites so far. They're called Sluts and Guts. They do all horror films.
Nice.
Cinematic Sound Radio. They are a soundtrack podcast. Dorky Geeky Nerdy Trivia Podcast. I mean, we're like it's funny, man. Like it's just
We're blowing up on podcasts.
it's blowing up, man. It's great. It's been fun, but at the same time, I'm like, holy shit, I got a lot I got to keep up with now.
At least you have time during the summer.
Yeah. So we have a lot of people who answered that question. What's your favorite film score? So I think next time around, I might go back to doing the poll. It's a lot easier.
You should have put it more towards what's your favorite film score from Danny Elfman.
That's what I did. What's your favorite
Oh.
film score from Danny Elfman? And
Oh.
and it just exploded because there are people putting down things that I didn't even know Danny Elfman did. Like Black Beauty was a Danny
Yeah, he
Elfman
did Black
score.
Beauty.
Yeah, he did.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Well, that I knew because I knew he did most of the Tim Burtons. He did
Good Will
Spider-Man.
Hunting.
He did Good Will Hunting. He did Spider-Man 2.
Mm-hmm.
The Spider-Man 1.
He did Spider-Man 1. He did
Did the Hulk.
Yeah,
Mission
and
Impossible.
Mission Impossible is one of his. So I'm like, I was like, Jesus Christ. So I have the quick intro. I have a special thanks that I got to drop for the people who created our new logo art,
Yeah.
which I really like. I think it's pretty cool logo.
Yeah.
I got
Dude,
some.
I am so glad. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just going to say I'm very happy that you put the game up there because I was going to say to you, guys, I can pull up some of his music scores and we can listen and see if we can identify the movie.
Yeah.
You know?
So what I did was I found a video on YouTube. It's like his top 10 scores or something,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just gonna play a couple of them and see if you can tell me which movie they come from.
So
That's what I was
probably-
thinking to do tonight. Yeah.
I was just gonna
I
do
say,
that,
I
and then
should-
I figured we can go through the rest of the stuff.
You're trying to say I shouldn't play the Batman theme while I'm doing today's film history?
Young Frankenstein. What is that? His? He didn't do that score, did he?
No.
Oh, no.
Wondering why.
That's a coaster Megan has up here in the office. Here's another one.
Nice.
There's Johnny.
That's good. That's cool. So yes, I got some fun notes from the last show, plus some extra things. Facts about his life. I'll do the Twitter submissions. We'll play a quick Danny Elfman score game, and then we can do like a quick run through the rest of the filmography because there's some interesting things on there.
I have not seen Umbrella Academy yet, so
I watched the first 4 episodes today.
Oh, we've only done one, but did the
Adrian
first
doesn't
one.
get home till like 5:30. I have to eat and
Yeah,
get ready for this from 5 after dinner.
get a job where you have your summers off.
I still have to wait for Adrian to watch the freaking Umbrella Academy.
That's why I like that. There's so many shows that I watch that Katie don't give a shit about. Like I was able to watch Obi-Wan. I watched the Orville. I watched Umbrella Academy.
Megan really liked Obi-Wan. She's actually, I think, more into Miss Marvel than I thought she would be.
I haven't watched that yet at all.
It's fun. It's a fun. It's a fun TV series.
It's more towards teens.
Yeah.
More towards teens.
The thing I haven't really watched yet is Stranger Things because that's the one thing Katie wants to watch with me.
Yeah, I haven't watched that yet either.
I haven't watched it all yet. Yeah, but Umbrella Academy has been really good so far.
Oh, I saw my buddy that I work with, Harry, the one that works part-time at Sunken Silo.
Mm-hmm.
And he was telling me that a buddy of his watched the new Jurassic World movie.
Mm-hmm.
It says, don't.
Yeah,
It says it makes no sense. It's got too many plot holes. And the only good thing in it is Jeff Goldblum.
I was thinking at some point of going to the movies at some point, but I want to see the Black Phone, which is a new horror film with Ethan Hawke.
Mm-hmm.
In that advertisement.
And I was thinking of seeing Jurassic World, but I might wait for that to come out on at least come out on Cinema HD or something.
Yeah, you probably should just wait.
When's Thor come out? I know that's soon.
July 9th.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely want to see that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm ready to go when you are.
So no one's going to talk about what Wanda did to Black Bolt.
That was an awesome scene, man.
I laughed. I saw it. I laughed my ass off.
That was very The Boys reminiscent. Yeah, that seemed like something you'd see out of The Boys.
I saw another meme like right after that. That was like where you see Mr. Fantastic goes, Black Bolt can destroy you with one whisper from his mouth, and she's like, "What mouth?" And then the mouth disappears. His head explodes, and then it's a picture of Reed Richards, and it says, "Oh yeah, smartest man alive."
Then she unravels him.
She unravels him. She snaps Patrick Stewart's neck.
She kills Captain Britain with her own shield. Cut her half with it.
I saw that one coming.
I'm like, man, she fucked some shit up.
She even found a way to kill Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Who was a different actress? It wasn't the one that plays Monica Rambeau.
No, it's the mother.
No, it's the mother.
It's the mother. Okay,
I thought
it would have been Monica Rambeau.
No, it's the mother.
Okay, yeah, I didn't recognize her at first. I thought it was pretty good, but like you said, Kev, it definitely was a Sam Raimi film.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I'm watching it and I'm just like, this is. I mean, so much of it was Evil Dead, and there were elements of like Spider-Man. Yeah.
It was like the superhero films met his horror films.
Mm-hmm.
I actually just watched a film of his the other day. It came out in 2009, but I've never seen it before. It was called Drag Me to Hell. And
with Allison
Lohman and Justin Long. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was interesting. It was definitely a Sam Raimi film.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very, very much another like Evil Dead reminiscent film with like a really great twist ending that like you don't see coming. So, but that was pretty good. It was definitely, so I was like, I just watched Multiverse of Madness, so I was on like a Sam Raimi high. So
yeah, the one part I liked was what's his name when Doctor Strange was the undead Doctor Strange with all the spirits.
They like kind of.
I don't want to know.
Because they kind of like mislead you in the commercials. They make you think it's like Zombie Strange, and then it turns out to be good Doctor Strange using the dead body.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
And then Charlize Theron showing up as Cleo.
Yep.
Now, Black Bolt was in the Inhumans, right? That
was
failed series. That
and that was the actual actor that played.
Yeah, it was
Black
the
Bolt.
actor who played Black Bolt. Yeah.
oh, was it?
And the reason the series tanked was they didn't give it enough money to do special effects, so they cut off Medusa's hair.
Yeah, they couldn't.
Oh.
Yeah, they couldn't do her hair, so they cut it off in the first episode. It was it wasn't that great a show to begin with. I mean,
It could have been. They had pretty good actors in it.
Yeah, they had Ramsey Bolton in it. Basically playing Ramsey Bolton with powers. So we got a lot going on here, so I'm ready to go when you guys are.
Let's get it going. Yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 65 of Films and Fermentation. We are Films and Fermentation, a movie and alcohol podcast. Tonight we are looking at the music of composer Danny Elfman. I'm Leo.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Mike.
We're guys are trying to do the editing for me. I don't have to put any songs in now. We're three friends who like to talk shit about movies while getting shit-faced. In tonight's episode, we'll be taking a look at the filmography of legendary composer Danny Elfman. We did this a little while back where we did the compositions of John Williams, so we figured from time to time we'll take a look at some, score legends from music and on all that, or from movies and all that. So often
the unseen people,
people,
sometimes the executive producers, sometimes directors. I can't wait for the Best Boy episode.
Yes,
I have my selections of Best Boy.
I'm really looking forward to the catering episode.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I'm talking about the guys that run the papers around. You're talking about real people that know what
key grip, the key grip,
the unsung heroes of filmmaking. Danny Elfman is often looked at for his collaborations with Tim Burton, but some of you will be surprised with some of the other films that he was a part of. I know I was when I was going through his filmography, and based on some of the submissions we got on Twitter, not too many people are as surprised as I was, because there were a lot of people throwing out some movies here that I didn't even realize he was a part of. Don't forget to email us at filmsandfermentation@gmail.com or visit us at linktree.com/filmsandfermentation to find all of our social media and podcast links. I'd like to throw a special thanks out there to the Space Castle podcast, who created our new logo artwork for us. We were using the same logo for the first 2 seasons or so, and Space Castle podcast, just kind of threw a new logo out there for us and said, "Here, guys, if you like it, use it." And I was like, "I love it. I'm using it. Thank you." So you can follow them on Twitter at Space Castle Pod. So thanks, guys, for the new logo. Gentlemen, what are we drinking this evening? Mike, I know you went with a theme, so why don't you go first?
I themed mine. I went with the Batman. It is vanilla, vodka, spiced rum, Kahlua, and root beer.
Wow,
nice. That sounds good.
Yeah, that sounds really
I'm gonna
good.
try that.
Yeah, that should be the barbecue drink.
Yeah.
It may be a little heavy for the barbecue, but
Kevin is
I am
drinking
going
some
with,
banana flavored beer.
Well, you think that I'm going with the Planet of the Apes Tim Burton remake, which should never have been.
Yes.
I'm going with Golden Monkey.
Golden Monkey.
Golden Monkey from Victory. It's a good go-to. 9.5%. Yeah. 9.5% in Downingtown, PA. Always a go-to for me. It's good to have around. But yeah, it's a bit of a stretch to associate it with that movie.
Well, you guys,
which shall not be spoke of.
You guys are both better at it tonight than I am. Normally, I try to go with a theme, but tonight I was like, screw it. I visited one of my favorite breweries this week, and so I'm like, I'm not even gonna bother with a theme tonight. I'm drinking one of my favorite beers from one of my favorite breweries. So I am drinking from Hidden Sands Brewing Company in Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey. This is the Citrus Splash, which is their orange. Yeah, it's their orange sour beer. Tastes a lot like orange soda. It's amazing. Very easy to drink. I got 2 crowlers, and
That's it, huh?
We just started. There's not much left in it already. Glad I got a
Oh
second one.
boy.
I also picked up some of their strawberry wheat ale, which is really good as well.
Mhm.
So with some fruity beers this evening. I've actually been drinking since like 2 this afternoon, so this should be pretty interesting.
Must be nice.
Well,
Rub it in.
You could drink it 2 in the afternoon.
You drink
just
it,
gotta,
yeah. Just make sure nobody finds out you're on the job.
That's right. Get the cans out of the truck.
I mean, I drink it 2 in the afternoon, whether I'm teaching or not.
Well, I think it's a requirement for Philly school teachers to drink by noon.
I'm not a Philly school teacher. I'm not going to say the name of the district I'm in.
I know who it is.
I'm not saying whether or not. No, I can guarantee you that I'm not drinking at school.
I can't.
Because he leaves property and comes back.
Yes, I was going to say he can't guarantee he's not drinking when he's not at school, but he's.
That's right.
Mike, you got anything to tell us next?
This day in film history. In 1998, the
89.
movie. Oh. 89.
I'm the one who's been drinking since 2.
Yeah. 1989, the movie The Batman premieres, directed by Tim Burton, scored by Danny Elfman, starring Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson.
Now we got to get something right there. This is not The Batman. This is Batman.
Batman.
The Batman stars the sparkly vampire.
Yes. It's Batman.
Yes, as the Batman.
Who did a good job.
Who did a good job. I'm not. Yeah, I am. Good job. I am going to give him credit for being a pretty good Batman. He's not a great, not a great Bruce Wayne, but he's a good Batman.
No, not in the slightest. But
he was emo Batman.
Emo Batman. Well, he's also he's year 2 Batman, so he hasn't figured it all out.
Mm-hmm.
But
Michael Keaton wasn't a great.
Michael Keaton was awesome.
Michael Keaton was fantastic.
I thought Michael Keaton was great.
I thought he was great, but I don't think he was a great Bruce Wayne.
I think he was an unconventional Bruce Wayne.
Yes.
Yeah, he was quirky.
He was quirky,
but Bruce Wayne is supposed to be quirky,
and he was still he's still charismatic.
You know? That whole scene with him and the Joker with dancing in the pale moonlight. Normal Bruce Wayne is not going to grab a poker and go, come on.
That was him. That was him falling into Beetlejuice for a moment.
Yeah,
he had just done Beetlejuice like the year before. So,
but Batman Returns, he was the better Bruce Wayne, and that played off of Selena Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great mashup.
Well, that's because I think nothing against Kim Basinger, but I think Michelle Pfeiffer has a little bit more chemistry with Michael Keaton than she did.
I agree.
Yes, but I love the 1989 Batman.
Oh, yeah.
It's mm-hmm. I was 12, I guess, when I saw this in the theater. And
man, I wanted that car.
I wanted that car. You and my dad. My dad wanted that car.
It's such a badass car. And now I go into like Michael's or wherever, and I see the model kits, which I used to do when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. They have the Batman, the little model Batman. Oh,
I remember, like, I went to the theater with my dad to see it, and he was like, "That car's awesome. I want that car." And then when he's like, "Shields," and the Shields cover the car, my dad's like, "I want that car. I want that car." I wanted to be Batman, of course. And then that's been like a thing that's even been spoofed and reused over and over, is his whole "I'm the Batman" thing. I feel like every Batman who's followed it has had some version of that. Even Robert Pattinson, he doesn't say "I'm the Batman," he says "I am vengeance," but it's kind of like a play off of that,
I like that when Michael Keaton does interviews and he talks about things like the upcoming Flash film, and when they talk about Birdman and they revisit Batman, he goes, "Oh no, I'm Batman." Like he owns the role. He's like, "No, I'm Batman."
He did it at a college one time. He was given a commencement speech, getting an honorary doctorate. And at the end of his speech, he said, "Don't forget, I'm the Batman." But Michael Keaton, what are they doing with that Flash film? Because Ezra Miller's out now.
Is he out?
Yeah, he's on that like list of canceled people for something that he did. So
no, I thought that they were sticking with him since they had so much of the film already in the can.
I don't know.
It would be tough to recast.
I had read something the other day that they were most likely going to replace him. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Hey, look,
But,
if it's a multiverse kind of thing or a Flashpoint kind of thing, they could
yeah,
keep what he did and then just do scenes with another Flash.
mm,
If they follow that Flashpoint. And who's not doing a multiverse these days?
I know it's all the rage right now.
Started with Star Trek reboot, and it just wildly out of control.
Yes, but it wasn't done well by the Star Trek reboot.
No.
Alrighty, so
They should just do Gilligan's Island in space.
Wasn't it? I thought Lost in Space was Gilligan Island in space.
No, that was Voyager.
Yes, I saw the meme.
Neil explain Gilligan. Here's another fine mess you've gotten us into.
You got a fun drink fact for us tonight, Mike?
I've got a beer to talk about.
Okay.
From the calendar. It's Flamingo Dreams Nitro from Left Hand Brewing Company, Longmont, Colorado. The Left Hand brewers have been throwing everything into nitro cans, and now they have a berry blonde with raspberry and black currants. It's a dark pinkish red in the glass, brilliantly clear with bizarre strawberry pink foam. It smells like tart raspberries with a bit of earthy currant background. Flavors begin with a hefty malt sweetness, typical of a blonde ale, but a nice spike of tartness washes over the palate, providing a refreshing, fruity balance.
It's I'm listening to you describe it. I'm like, I feel like I've had something from this place before.
Left Hand Brewing Company.
And checking Untapped.
And I'm on Untapped, and it's not the brewery itself that I had something from. They did a collaborative brew with Cape May Brewing Company.
Ah.
So I had a drink from Cape May called Ties the Room Together, which was
I've had that. Very good.
It's an imperial stout that they had done in collaboration with Left Hand Brewing. It's actually no longer in production. But I had
collaborating.
Yeah, well, that's probably why. But I had it back when it came out. I'm listening to you talking. I'm like, I've never been to Colorado, but I feel like I've had that brewery before.
I've had a couple of their beers, and surprise, surprise, they're darker beers.
Mm-hmm.
One is the Milk Stout Nitro. I've had from them, and I rated it 4 out of 5, so that's very good. I've also had their S'mores Milk Stout, which was 4.25 out of 5. I think that's it. That's all it seems to be that I've had. But yeah, good place. I mean,
it's the only one I could find was the Ties the Room Together, which is an imperial stout. But I gave it a pretty high rating because I'm typically a stout and porter guy anyway. So,
right.
All right. Here's some notes from last show. I got a lot to talk about here because a lot of shit was going on this week.
Previously on Films and Fermentation.
Part of it is previously on Films and Fermentation, and part of it is just shit that I read online throughout the week that I want to talk about. The first thing I have on here is Taika Waititi and Star Wars. So Taika Waititi is currently writing a script for a new Star Wars film.
I heard that.
And he has said in interviews that he is taking it out of the Skywalker saga and opening it up to other parts of the galaxy previously unknown. So that's got me kind of excited. I'm looking forward to something that doesn't follow a solo Skywalker storyline, That's part of it.
Right.
That's part of the reason I like Rogue One so much, was it kind of was like a little separate.
It was Rebels versus the Empire, and it was kind of outside of the...
Yeah, but even though it tied into New Hope at the end, like I still kind of, I liked it for what it was.
Mm-hmm.
But he's talking of taking it completely out of the Skywalker solo saga. He's like, it's a big galaxy that deserves to be explored. And he's like, we shouldn't just see the same planets over and over again and the same people doing the same thing. Let's see what else is out there. And I'm like, you know what? He reinvigorated the Thor franchise.
Mm-hmm.
He won an Oscar for Jojo Rabbit, which was deserve it because it's a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
I love What We Do in the Shadows. The man's, a talented screenwriter and director. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Mando, doesn't he?
He did the voice of IG-88, and I think he
directed a couple episodes.
May have directed 1 or 2 episodes. Yeah. So I mean,
let's not forget his contribution to Green Lantern.
Wasn't he the roommate?
Yes.
Yeah, he was the roommate. Ryan Reynolds' roommate in Green Lantern. That's his only contribution, thank God, because otherwise it could have marred his career. Luckily, Deadpool shot Ryan Reynolds in the head at the end of Deadpool 2. One of the people that I've been following on Twitter recently, oh shit, I can't remember the name of the group that posted this, but I'll tell you what I wrote. Oh, it was it's a Twitter account called Bullhorn FM, and they help promote podcasts. So they ask questions and you answer, and then they retweet it and they send it out to their followers and stuff. So they're out there trying to like help like independent podcasters like us. So recently they asked the question, "What is the genre of your show?" And I thought about it for a moment, and I wrote this as my response. What is 3 functional alcoholics who pretend to be experts on film? Is that a genre? No, that's not a genre. Okay, comedy. Our genre is comedy. They liked it, they retweeted it, and a bunch of other people retweeted it as well. It was a very popular comment. So now that Kevin has finally got caught up to Obi-Wan, we can speak about Obi-Wan.
Wait, one second.
Yes.
I want to object to the term alcoholic.
Okay. I said functional alcoholics.
I'm not a quitter, so I'm a drunk.
I said we were functional alcoholics. That means we can do what we do while still drinking.
Oh, okay.
I'm hosting a show while drinking since 2. We're good.
Well, yes.
Obi-Wan, yes. So last week,
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. So last week I wanted to talk about episode 5, but we couldn't because Kevin hadn't seen it yet. Because I wanted to talk about the 3 predictions that I made that came true.
And the fight.
Yeah. So prediction number 1. I knew that she was one of the younglings.
Yes.
I mean, I knew without a shadow of a doubt that she was one of the younglings. Yep. Number 2, I knew that she was going to have a redemption arc. And that, you find out that she's trying to lure Vader in because she wants to take him out herself.
So she had more redemption in episode 6.
In episode 6, yeah. And then my third one was that the Grand Inquisitor wasn't dead.
Oh. Well, they would have screwed up their whole...
They would have screwed up the Rebel
timeline, which is already canon.
And the actor who played the Grand Inquisitor had made appearances on shows after the episode aired where he is struck down, and it's like, well, you don't do that if you're out of the show.
I know that he was on, I think he was on Fallon or something recently.
He was on Kimmel.
Or Kimmel, one of the two, and he said, "How did you survive a lightsaber strike to the stomach?" And he said, "Well, it was only one of my stomachs." Which I thought was a great,
he got put in one of those healing tanks like everybody else in the universe.
In the back to tank.
In the back to tank.
But Obi-Wan, man, has this been so amazing. I really think it's better prequel than the prequel so far. I mean, it's everything I wanted out of the prequels.
I think it's been better than most of the other series because it's not like the 5th episode's great and they let you down on 6.
Yeah,
even 6 was great.
Well, even with with Book of Boba Fett, it was like, where's this going? Where's this going? Okay, it's the Mandalorian part 2.5, and then back to Boba Fett.
Yeah,
and but the Mandalorian, I mean, at least has been pretty consistent as far as being a good show.
But the end episode has always been a letdown.
Yeah, a little bit of it. Obi-Wan was just from episode 1. I was into it. I was really into it. I'm disappointed that it's over. It happened. It was so quick. It
was.
Because it was only 6 episodes. But the 5th episode I thought was the best episode of the series.
Yeah.
Just for the scene with Vader pulling the ship down with the Force and fighting the third sister without a lightsaber, and it was just awesome.
Just using his Force.
You see, I thought the 4th, was it the 4th episode where Vader makes his appearance, or the 3rd where he's pulled into the Obi-Wan's pulled into the fire. I thought that was it for me.
That was a great episode. I just love their interaction where he's like, "What happened to you?" And he's like, "I am what you made me."
And the best part of episode 6. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
It's where the whole ending after Vader is essentially sorry. Should I spoil it? No, Yeah,
I know.
yeah,
I know.
yeah.
I know what you're
Yeah.
talking.
You know what? Anyway, it's a quote said by Vader during the duel with Obi-Wan, where it's like, you did not kill Anakin Skywalker. I did. Now I'm going to kill you. You know, and that sent chills.
It sent chills on my back because to me, it was such a perfect correlation to New Hope when he says to Luke, Vader killed your father.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What
So
I
now
also
there's like an
liked
explanation
about that
to it.
scene was it went back because his helmet was broken.
Mm-hmm.
It went back and forth between James Earl Jones.
Oh, that was wonderful. Yeah.
That was so cool.
That was so awesome cool. That way.
That was like,
and I swear at one point they had them both sync together.
Oh yeah, there was like one point where you can hear the voices.
I think it's when I killed Anakin Skywalker. I think it's when the two voices.
Yeah, I definitely want to rewatch the whole season. I definitely want to rewatch the whole season because it was so much fun. It was. I can rewatch it the way I rewatched the movies. I think because it was like a movie in and of itself. It was so good. Umbrella Academy just started its new season on Netflix. Just dropped yesterday. I've already watched the first 4 episodes out of the 10 that are available.
I have not watched any of it yet.
I'm not watched the first one.
I'm not gonna spoil anything for anybody. It's really good this season. So far, I've really enjoyed it. I think it's the strongest season they've had so far.
From the clips I've seen from it, it looks really good.
I know this is from Gerard Way and his contribution with the music, not literally his contribution, but his influence of music that's used in the show makes it more entertaining to me.
Yeah, and I think that the Sparrow Academy has some pretty interesting powers.
Yeah. Chris.
Yeah, Chris. So the Sparrow Academy, Mike, has one of their members is a sentient cube named Christopher. That only the Sparrow Academy can understand when he talks. Like he talks and nobody else can know what he's saying, but the Sparrow Academy. It's pretty good.
That took the chimp's place.
It took the chimp's place. I'll tell you what, man. If you're a fan of Klaus, like I am,
oh yeah,
he continues to be the most entertaining part of the show. Him and Five is awesome. I love Five and Klaus are my 2 favorite characters.
Yeah.
But so far it's been pretty good, and they do a pretty good job. I know you haven't watched the second episode yet, Kev. It's not too much of a spoiler, but it's.
I know they're adapting
Elliot Page.
Character Elliot Page, right, from what he was in the second season to what he is now in the third.
So, it's a little bit of a spoiler, but it's not going to ruin the show for you. There's nothing supernatural about it and nothing sci-fi about it. He just decides that it's who he is.
Okay.
And it becomes like a natural transition, just like in real life.
Cool.
And the rest of the family's like, all right, cool. Because they're all, outsiders looking to belong themselves.
Right.
Like,
look at Klaus.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
But the best part about it is her character kind of changes this season. And she's more confident and outgoing.
Mm-hmm.
And the transition makes sense because of that. So,
okay,
yeah, it's been pretty good so far. I'm looking forward to killing the rest of it maybe tomorrow.
Oh, Jesus.
So the Recast It 2.0 podcast that I've been in contact with on Twitter a little bit recently asked a question that I thought would be cool to pose to you guys. If you had to recast Beverly Hills Cop for a reboot nowadays, who would you cast in the role that Eddie Murphy played, Axel Foley?
Chris Rock.
It would have to be Chris Rock,
and the villain would have to be Will Smith.
So they threw out a caveat to that because Eddie Murphy was in his late 20s, early 30s, I think, when he played Axel Foley. So who would you recast in the role that is under 35?
Ooh.
Because Chris Rock is in his 50s. So I had a choice that I liked, and I think my choice is probably the best one, but let's see what you guys say.
I have a choice, but I don't think he'd fit into that age frame. Donald, what's his last
Donald
name?
Glover?
No, not Donald Glover. Well, actually, Donald
Glover might be a good one.
Donald Glover fits into that nicely. I was thinking Donald Faison. Yeah, but I know he's out of I think his comedic style, but his age kind of takes him out of that.
I chose
But Donald Glover might
yeah,
work out.
I chose
Mm.
Donald Glover because he's under 35, multi-talented. He's very funny. He did a great job as Lando in Solo.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So I thought he would have been a really good Axel Foley.
Yeah.
Somebody also suggested if you do like you do like a gender swap, and they chose Zazie Beetz, who played Domino in Deadpool 2.
Okay.
And I thought, she'd be a pretty good choice too if you wanted to go that way with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that.
I thought this was a cool question. I want to just shoot,
Mhm.
send it out to you guys. So on Saturday, I went to the No Shoes Festival with Kenny Chesney and a bunch of other acts opening for him. And I wanted
Your
to bring
entire
up,
family went.
yeah, it was basically my wife's entire family went. Yeah, so
It was a family reunion.
it was me, Katie, my two brothers-in-law, Billy's wife Kim, Kim's brother Kyle and his fiance, Katie's cousin Kristen and her boyfriend Shane. All of us. We tailgated for a few hours and then we went to the concert. One of the acts that was opening for Kenny Chesney was Old Dominion, and they're a great band. They're one of my favorite bands right now. But I wanted to tell you this, Kev. They did a cover of the Foo Fighters song "Learn to Fly," and it was amazing. It was such a good cover. And then at the very, very end of the song, they brought up a picture of the drummer up on the screen behind them.
Taylor Hawkins.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, that's nice.
Crowd went pretty crazy afterwards. So I wanted to tell you about that. But I also had to tell you about the mystery of Butt Cheek Girl.
You've got my attention.
I have never seen anything like this before, and I doubt I will ever see anything like this again.
Short shorts?
The question is, do you want to see something like this again?
I probably did. I don't know if my wife did.
Okay, here we go.
So we're tailgating. We're in the parking lot. We're in a lot next to the concert was at Lincoln Financial Field. We're in a lot next to the link. We're all just sitting around, we're grilling burgers, we're having drinks, playing some games, just having a good time. A few cars down from us is a group of girls, probably like their 20s or whatever, all wearing like little short sundresses and cowboy boots. And they're taking pictures of each other, as young girls do. And the girl taking the pictures decides to bend down to get a better shot. And as she bends down, her dress comes up. And I can only say, I'm not sure if she was wearing anything under that dress. This girl bent down, and it was nothing but butt cheek.
Oh.
And I'm sitting there. I'm the one who noticed it, and I'm like, Kate,
it's a full moon.
Kate.
Giggity.
I'm like, I immediately called my wife over. I'm like,
call your wife. Hey, look at this.
Kate. She was what? I'm like, look, and she went, oh my god. And I was like, is she wearing anything at all? And she goes, she probably has a thong on. I was like, are you sure? Because I don't see any fabric at all. All I see is ass cheek. So then she's like, Kristen, she's calling her cousin Kristen over. And Kristen's like, oh my God, Shane, come here. Next thing, Billy's over, Kim's. Next thing you know, the whole group of us are huddled together staring at this girl's ass. And we're all in consideration of it. And we're all like, there is absolutely no way she does not know that this is a thing. Like, she had to make a conscious choice to bear witness like that.
I hope she's not one of our listeners.
Bear witness.
Bear witness. And all I kept thinking most of the night was, who got the seats behind her? That's like a bonus ticket. We're talking about Butt Cheek Girl. Remember Butt Cheek Girl? My wife just walked in the room. She's shaking her head and making a disgusted look on her face. And I was trying to say, is that most of the night, all I could think of was, who got the seat behind her? You all right?
Yeah.
I just dredged up some pretty painful memories for Kate, I think.
So, gentlemen, before we hit the main segment,
So the next portion of the show, before we get to the main segment, I need to talk about some of these Twitter submissions that we have. Oh, my God, there are
2 or 3, right?
2 or 3,000, yeah. So I, before we get started with that, I have a new drink. I killed that crowler already. I have that much left from that 32-ounce crowler. So I'm going to switch because I don't want to kill the second crowler just yet. When I'm done with this, I'm switching over to the strawberry wheat.
Nice.
I'm getting my fruits in tonight.
Well, I pre-made a second glass and left it in the refrigerator.
Good, he pre-gamed. All right.
I'm being
Let's-
responsible.
Oh. Yeah.
Hold on.
What are you doing tomorrow?
Nothing.
I'm working tomorrow. I gotta go to work tomorrow, so
I'm just tired of being dehydrated.
Kevin and I have to go to a wedding on Saturday, so I guess it's probably good to get some water in now because I'm sure we'll dehydrate ourselves again on Saturday.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially since we're staying overnight. So I have some Twitter submissions to go through, some shout outs to make. I posted on Twitter a couple of nights ago. Next episode, we're talking about the filmography of Danny Elfman. What are some of your favorite scores from Danny Elfman? So I'm going to go through these as quick as I can. At J Schultz 1 says Batman and Pee-wee's Big Adventure are his favorite. Cinematic Sound Radio Podcast says Batman. Measuring the Score Podcast says Sleepy Hollow or the Batman. They're both great. Just Call Me Unanimous says Men in Black. Totally Rad Christmas says Batman. At Tiffany Wilson 1 says Nightmare Before Christmas. At Spencer Composer says Big Fish all the way. At Jeb 91380 says Edward Scissorhands. At Tarek Traverso says Nightmare Before Christmas. At BK on the Air says Batman. At Leslie Vogt says tie between Batman Returns and Hellboy 2, which I have to go through the filmography. I don't remember if Hellboy 2 was on that or not.
Hellboy 2 is one of them, yeah.
Okay. At Soundtrack Alley says Batman Returns. At BH Heidkamp says The Corpse Bride and Justice League. At FS Score Fan says Batman Edward Scissorhands. At Maddie Donahue said Easy and posted a gif of Batman. At Rodrigo Caralong says Men in Black. At Jay Hopster says Black Beauty. Rodrigo Caro, Men in Black. At V Shakespeare, Gremlins. That's our first Gremlin vote tonight. At Stephen Hamill, Mission Impossible. At G Pietro, The Kingdom. Dropping into Happiness podcast. Oh, they didn't give us a selection. They were just liking my functional alcoholic comment from earlier. At 8 Ryan Paquette 8, Black Beauty. At Damn You Jones, Tales from the Crypt.
Good one.
He did a bunch of like TV ones, yeah. For
Yeah.
At Go Soundtracks. If this wasn't a soundtrack podcast, I think this was a joke. But their favorite is Real Steel. Let's see, what do we got here? At Rec Red, Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
At Puzzle Pair, Big Fish. What else we got here? I think this is this the last one. God, I hope this is the last one. At Matt G _FR, Alice in Wonderland, because it was his wedding theme.
Huh. You know what?
Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. Finish your list, because
At W Ford Music, The Wolf Man.
Oh,
Woo! Edward Scissorhands from Romaine Greff, and that's all of them. Wow, that was.
I'm shocked I didn't hear Beetlejuice once.
I know,
and Beetlejuice is iconic. Beetlejuice, you hear that, and it's like I know it. That's yeah.
I know Beetlejuice.
Now, Edward Scissorhands, you hear that theme and you think of Christmas. It's that Christmassy choral music that you hear typically with anything where it's supposed to be serene, snow falling kind of thing. Like that's used ad nauseum for a variety of things, and like you just samples used for like television commercials around wintertime and whatnot. But I was very shocked about Beetlejuice.
no one said Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, I know. Nobody said Charlie and the Chocolate Factory either. And
Or Mars Attacks.
Or Mars Attacks. That's an interesting one, Mars Attacks. Danny Elfman actually sung all of the Oompa Loompa voices for Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So whenever you
As
see
clever as those Oompa Loompa songs are, they are nowhere near as memorable as the ones from
As
Willy
the-
Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
I agree, but it is funny to watch Deep Roy lip sync to that shit. So before we take a look at the full filmography of Danny Elfman, let's take a look at some facts here, and then we're going to play a Danny Elfman score game, see if you guys can guess some of the scores. Danny Elfman was born May 29th, 1953 in Los Angeles, California. He is married to actress Bridget Fonda, which I just found out recently. I thought was pretty interesting because she kind of retired from acting after she married him. She does like a few like cameos here and there, but doesn't really act anymore. He was the lead singer of Oingo Boingo.
That I did know.
And did not only the theme song for Weird Science.
Weird Science.
He also sang a song. He actually performed a song in the movie. It's one of my favorite movies. Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield. He filmed a scene where he sings the song "Dead Man's Party." It's like they're in like a bar or something drinking, and he's on the stage with the group Boingo Boingo, and they're singing "It's a dead man's party. I hope happy that you know." It's like that very like 80s synth stuff.
Yeah.
And it's a great scene. It's one of my favorite movies. He's the singing voice of Jack Skellington in Nightmare Before Christmas.
What is this?
Ah!
Hi, man.
Hi, Megan.
Because you wanted me to be in the shadows when talking to you guys. Much better.
I'm starting to think I shouldn't start drinking in the afternoon when I got to do one of these shows because I feel like this is very disorganized this evening.
Probably going to be one of our best episodes yet.
Yeah, when I go back and listen to it, it'll be amazing.
When you go back and listen to it, you're gonna be like, "Holy shit! I don't remember any of this."
Last year, he played Coachella. He was one of performers at Coachella. He was 68 years old. He wowed the audience not only with the way he played guitar, but he has a jacked physique and tattoos all over his chest and arms.
Wow!
I saw the video and it's like, holy shit, that's Danny Elfman. Because every picture I've seen him in, he's like this kind of dorky guy with glasses. And
yeah.
80s synth.
Kind of reminds me of a mix of a mix between Tim. Is it Tim Bruce or Bruce Timm, the animator for the Batman the Animated Series, and who was the guy that was on CSI Miami?
That's you're talking about Caruso.
Caruso, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it David Caruso?
David Caruso.
Yeah, he looks like a mix between those two guys.
I would say I'd mix between David Caruso and Elton John.
A little bit, yeah. All right, here we go. I'm going to share my screen with you so you can see the picture of Danny Elfman playing Coachella. Ready? You guys are not ready for this bullshit.
Holy shit!
Wow.
He looks like a cross between fucking Willem Dafoe.
Mm-hmm.
That's like Willem Dafoe met Ron Weasley.
Yeah. Wow.
Holy crap!
I know. It's like it's so shocking to see. Like he's pretty ripped, and he's tattooed like a Samoan man. I thought you guys find that kind of funny.
Wow.
Wow.
For those of you listening to us, if you check out our YouTube recording of the show, you can see that disturbing picture as well.
Or you can just Google drip Danny Elfman.
Just Google Danny Elfman at Coachella. All right.
Think after that one.
He has 4 Oscar nominations, but no wins. He received nominations for Best Original Score for Big Fish, Milk, Men in Black, and Good Will Hunting. Oddly enough, he received no nominations for any Tim Burton films other than Big Fish. I would think like Batman, maybe even Beetlejuice. Like those are great scores, man. Like they're really
they're
well-known
original.
scores.
They're iconic. Yep.
So it's surprising they didn't get nominations for any of those. He is a 2-time Emmy winner though, and wrote the title theme for The Simpsons.
Oh, that yeah. Mm-hmm.
Although did not win the Emmy for that. He scores every single Tim Burton film except for Ed Wood and Sweeney Todd. Both of those films were scored by Howard Shore, who is actually a Danny Elfman collaborator. So they have a very Danny Elfman-esque sound to them because they're scored by somebody who worked with Danny Elfman. I don't remember why. I think Ed Wood, he was like contracted to do something else at the time. And then I think when Sweeney Todd came around, him and Tim Burton were having a little bit of like a falling out. But then they like remedied it for Big Fish.
Howard Shore did the Lord of the Rings, didn't he?
I believe so, yeah. I think so, yeah. I think you're right, yeah.
Yep, he did the Lord of the Rings. Okay.
And that brings us to the next fact, which is actually kind of a connection there, because he scored Peter Jackson's film, The Frighteners, for free. One of Peter Jackson's first big studio films is a movie called Heavenly Creatures, and Danny Elfman was so impressed by it that he said, "I will score this director's next movie for free if he asks me." And so Peter Jackson asked him, and he scored The Frighteners with Michael J. Fox.
Okay. Well, he also did Hellboy, The Golden Army,
which was Guillermo del Toro. So yeah,
right.
He worked with some great directors. He was supposed to score Spider-Man 3, but left due to creative differences.
I think everybody should have left that movie.
If only Sam Raimi and everybody else had left.
For creative differences.
He was the only smart one there. I think Howard Shore ended up doing Spider-Man 3 as well. So let's play the Danny Elfman game here. I'm not going to share my screen because I don't want you to see what's going on here. I am going to play a couple scores from Danny Elfman. These are some of my favorites. Let's see if you can guess them. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm. Men in Black.
Very good. That is Men in Black. It's a great score. It's one of my favorites. This one, I forgot that he did this one, and I'm so happy that I know this now because I love this fucking movie so much. Here we go. Wait, that's the end of Men in Black. Hold on. Here we go.
Shaft?
I'm barely hearing it, so I can't.
Mm-hmm.
I get a note every so often.
Do you need a hint?
Lee, mute your microphone and play it.
Mute my microphone and play it?
Yeah, mute your microphone and play it. No, I'm not hearing it at all.
I hear nothing.
All right, never mind. Unmute your microphone.
I hear it.
I hear it.
You guys definitely know this.
Hairspray?
It's a road trip movie starring two actors with really good chemistry together. One is a bounty hunter who is taking the other guy across country to try to get
Midnight Run?
Midnight Run, that is.
He did Midnight Run?
Danny Elfman did Midnight Run.
Wow. All right.
Whoa.
And I love that fucking movie. And that's a great score. So let's see, what's the next one I got here? Hold on. This one's from Mike. So this is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. You were surprised that nobody guessed this one or asked for this one. He's really good at creating scores that create a sense of wonder, but also like kind of creepy out.
It's the choral music of the.
He also wrote the lyrics.
Sounds like ghosts.
You know when the robot puppet things come out at the beginning and start singing to the kids, and then they like burst into flames and like melt and shit. He wrote that song too. Let's see, what's the next one? Oh, here you go, Mike. This is Mars Attacks. It almost sounds like Harry Potter.
Mhm.
That's an underrated Tim Burton film, I think. Mars Attacks. It's
Yeah.
pretty funny, and it sounds a lot like those like '50s alien films. All right, here we go. Next one.
Don't tell us.
I'm gonna let you guys guess the next one. Hold on, I gotta find it. And here we go. Ready? Hold on. There's an ad coming up. Fucking YouTube and its
Do you
ads.
love Gantt charts?
No.
Notice how easily you can build.
What's funny is
No.
The ads are clear as a bell.
say the music is not. The fuck? Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
I have a suggestion for you, Lee.
This is such a great Halloween song. This is what I want blaring through my speakers on Halloween night, you know?
Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Nice fucking model. What are you gonna say, Mike?
I have a suggestion for when you put this out. This episode, you should Photoshop our faces on the Beetlejuice poster.
Yeah. Okay. Which one of you is Gina Davis?
Yep. Kevin is. You could be Beetlejuice,
I could
Lee.
be Beetlejuice. I thought I'd be Alec Baldwin.
Oh, you'll be Alec Baldwin. I'll be Beetlejuice.
You could be Beetlejuice because Kevin and I will probably be spooning this weekend. So
Okay.
let's see. Let's get to the next one.
You'll be the one with just the head and the body's over the side.
Let's see if we can guess the next one. Hold on. Here we go.
Edward Scissorhands.
Very good. I was hoping you would get that since you made the comment about the Christmas sounding music and all that. All right. Last
But
one.
if you listen, he uses that same sound in Batman Returns, which takes place during Christmas. But yeah.
All right. Last one. Here we go.
That's Batman.
I was going to say, come on, Mike, answer that one.
Well, I can barely hear it, so
I was like, you played that already, so you had to know what that
I'll
was.
do it for you.
Okay. Dun, 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 dun.
Do. That is still in my head. I mean, I love the work Hans Zimmer did with the Dark Knight trilogy and the Batman Noir. The Batman soundtrack was also really awesome. That is Batman's theme, though.
Oh, yeah.
That is Batman's.
I agree.
It is more so than the na 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 Batman. I know that's Batman for some, not for me.
No, I agree. I like the '89 Batman soundtrack is still the Batman soundtrack. I kind of feel like that way with like the Tom Holland Spider-Mans. Even though Elfman did the Spider-Mans with Tobey Maguire and they're really great soundtracks, the Tom Holland one is more like that old Spider-Man cartoon with the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man theme. Spider-Man, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
What I like about the Batman soundtrack is it's Danny Elfman with Prince sprinkled in. Let's do the Bat dance.
The Prince part of it was so fucking weird. One of the best-selling albums of 1989, though.
Yeah.
I'm looking
go ahead, Mike.
This stuff. I didn't realize he did Doctor Strange.
The Multiverse of Madness, yeah. He's like he frequents like as much as he's known for working with Tim Burton, like he's done a couple of Sam Raimi films as well. You know,
he's done a lot of Disney films too.
He does a lot of Disney. Well, he has a contract with Disney. He's contracted to do a lot of like the Disney Plus originals and stuff like that.
Well, he like Meet the Robinsons.
No, I read that in like the his biography and like the facts part that I was looking at. Like it says something about like he's contracted with Disney now or something. I gotta find it.
Well, that would put him with the Marvel stuff then. 50 Shades. What?
Yeah, he did the 50 Shades films.
So I was going to say, why is he working with Joss Whedon, which he did for Justice League, but he also did Avengers: Age of Ultron. So
I know. Well, he's
I'm
not.
a little shocked.
That might be before he got the Disney contract.
It could be, and a lot of directors have their favorites. So
I'm looking at this. He has alternate names on his IMDb profile: Danny Elfman, Daniel Beelzebubsman, the Bloody Elf, the Dark Red Elf, Dan of the Dead, Diablo del Elf Monstro, Daniel the Elf Inquisitor, Bloody Elf Thing, Dan Deadman Elfblood, Danny Elfblood, Danny Elf Bones, Danny Elfman, Danny Elfman, Little Leakin' Brain Elfman, Red Wolf Elfman, Red Wolf Elfman, Dannybus Succubus Elfamonicus. He had to put these in himself. Like, I can't imagine this many people calling him that. Clammy Head on a Shelf Man. HB Elfcraft.
Oh my god! I have an image of him right here with his being cut again, hugging on a skeleton, one of those skeletons, those scientific skeletons, with a puppet head on top of it.
He is an interesting man. So his first music arrangement as a composer. So I'm just looking at compositions here. I'm not looking at like music department or any of that stuff because it's going to go
Forbidden Zone.
So Forbidden Zone was actually a low budget independent film written by his brother. So he kind of did it as a favor to his brother. His first major studio film that he composed was Pee-wee's Big Adventure in 1985, which was also Tim Burton's first film as a director. So he and Tim Burton basically came along at the same time. He did some TV stuff after that. Alfred Hitchcock Presents, Amazing Stories, Pee-wee's Playhouse. But then he also did the score for Back to School, as well as I already said, performing the Dead Man's Party as the lead singer of Oingo Boingo in one scene in the film. Then he did a movie called Face Like a Frog. It's a short film. Summer School. The movie with Mark Norman. Like, I did not know he did the score for Summer School. From there, he did Beetlejuice, which I would think is probably the film that launched him into the stratosphere, I would think. Because then after that, it just keeps going, man. He did Midnight Run, Big Top Pee-wee, Hot to Trot, Scrooge, Batman, Nightbreed. Nightbreed is an interesting film. Have either of you seen that?
No.
A very strange horror film from 1990 where the monsters are the good guys. I actually just watched
a lot in 1990.
I actually just watched it recently, Nightbreed. Dick Tracy. I love Dick Tracy.
Dick Tracy was a good,
I think it's
good comic to film movie.
I think it's very underrated. Somebody on Twitter the other day asked me what my favorite Dustin Hoffman performance is, and I put down Mumbles from Dick Tracy. He also did. He did the score. Go ahead, Mike.
In 19, okay, you're 90s. Okay, you're good.
Yeah, he's in the 90s. He's a very, very, very busy man. So he did Darkman in 1990. Darkman is a Sam Raimi film. Darkman is an early Liam Neeson film. I love Darkman. That's a great movie. Edward Scissorhands in 1990. Article 99, which is a movie starring Ray Liotta. Batman Returns in 92. Summersby, which is a often forgotten Jodie Foster film. The Nightmare Before Christmas, he did the original score as well as the voice of Jack Skellington.
The singing voice of Jack Skellington.
The acting voice was Christopher Sarandon, better known as Prince Humperdinck from Princess Bride. Humperdinck. So he did Black Beauty. Now, I don't know the score for Black Beauty. Do either of you?
No.
I'm actually going to look it up and play it because I'm curious to hear it because there were a couple
I
people.
think it goes.
No.
Here's the main title.
No?
There we
You're
go.
thinking
Here's
you're
the main
thinking
title.
you're thinking of Seabiscuit.
Oh, that's right.
So here, this is the main theme from Black Beauty.
Hey, see, I would have gone with Howard Shore with this. It sounds very Howard Shore-ish with the
Yeah, it's
flute.
very upbeat for a.
I was gonna say it's very
That's good.
It's very beautiful, but it doesn't sound like a Danny Elfman score.
No, it sounds like Howard Shore.
Yeah, but it's him. He did Dolores Claiborne, which is the Stephen King film starring Kathy Bates. To Die For, which is a film starring.
That's a really good movie too. That's underrated. That's Nicole Kidman.
Nicole Kidman.
That's Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah. Dead Presidents. That was a movie about bank robbers from the 90s.
Did you say Summerby?
Summerby, yeah.
93.
93, yeah. That was the one with I think Jodie Foster and Richard Gere in that film.
Yeah, he comes back and he claims to be her husband. And
yeah.
She's like, he's not my husband. He treats me too nice. He don't beat me none. He ain't him.
And then she sleeps with him and all's good.
Yeah.
Then he did Freeway. I don't know that.
No.
And then he did Mission Impossible, which I'm gonna play just because it's an awesome fucking theme. That, of course, is an ad on YouTube. Fucking YouTube ads.
It's a very techno version of it. I love how Leo's rocking and we can't hear a thing.
I hope it comes out on the.
It'll definitely come out on the recording. So he did it. He's not exactly the composer. It says music by because the theme is, of course, from the original Mission Impossible TV show.
Right.
And he also worked in conjunction with two of the members of U2.
What year was Mission Impossible?
That was 1996.
96. That's what I said, 96.
I just rewatched it recently. It was on I want to say it was on like Amazon Prime or something.
You can watch the entire Mission Impossible series between Prime and Netflix. I would say that they have like one of them has like the first 4 and the other one has like 5 through 12.
I just rewatched the first one recently because I can't remember the last time I saw it. And it's still great, man. It's still fucking holds up. It's such a great movie. The Frighteners, which I had already mentioned earlier, that is a Michael J. Fox film. He plays a man who can see spirits, see the dead. It's a pretty underrated Peter Jackson film. It's pretty funny. It has some good scary moments, but it's also some good comedic moments as well. Then he did a video short called Nissan Dream Garage. I'm guessing that was for the paycheck. Secrets of the Crypt Keeper's Haunted House.
TV series.
Did Extreme Measures. That's a film with Hugh Grant and Gene Hackman.
A medical suspense, medical thriller. Something.
Yeah, it was like a medical drama. Then he did Men in Black, which I already played the theme for. It's one of my favorite themes as well. I think it's such a great. A theme is amazing when it really fits the theme of the film, and it really fits the theme of Men in Black. And then, of course, he did Men in Black. Then he did Flubber.
Flubber.
Who forgot Flubber? Those early Disney 90s films.
Yeah.
Good Will Hunting. I don't remember the theme from Good Will Hunting. He was nominated for this, of course, did not win. But I'm going to play it real quick because I'm curious to remind myself.
Right now.
Fucking YouTube ads.
Do 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 do. No, that's not it. That was Forrest Gump.
The person who cleans
Oh, that's a trailer. That's not a theme. This is intriguing listening, folks. Here we go. Main titles.
After saving
And there's an ad.
I customized everything, like Marco's backpack.
I wish we were getting paid for these
Deliver with
ads.
Uber Eats.
No kidding.
Does that mean I can eat it?
Jesus Christ.
Can you eat it?
Very Boston Irish sound to it.
Yeah.
A Simple Plan. This is a really good Sam Raimi film. Have either of you seen this?
No.
I don't think so.
It stars Billy Bob Thornton and Bill Paxton. So these guys rob like a bank or something, and they're on a plane trying to escape, and the plane crashes in this forest outside of like this little small town that Bill Paxton and Billy Bob Thornton live in, and they play brothers. They discover the plane, they discover the guys that are dead on it, and they find a bag full of money, and they decide to keep it. And then the FBI shows up, and all this shit, shit hits the fan, and things don't go quite as planned. And it's called a simple plan because it's like the irony of the fact that it's not really a simple plan.
Mhm.
It's a really good Sam Raimi, like early Sam Raimi film that's not Evil Dead or like superhero related.
Here's something for you, Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Under one of his bios, it says music groups, and you said Oingo Boingo.
Uh-huh.
That was from 1979 to 1995.
Yeah, what was the original name of the group?
From 1972 to 1979 was the Mystic Knights of Oingo Boingo.
I know, yeah, I saw that earlier. Yeah, they were originally called the Mystic Knights of Oingo Boingo. 1998, he did A Civil Action. That movie stars John Travolta. This is back when John Travolta was still like at the height of his John Travolta-ness.
When he was riding on Phenomenon.
He was riding on Pulp Fiction, yeah. Pulp Fiction, Phenomenon, all that stuff.
Phenomenon.
Phenomenon.
Phenomena. Then he did. Oh my God, where are we at here? There's so much shit.
Instinct in 99.
What is Instinct?
That is Anthony Hopkins.
Oh,
Yeah. He's an anthropologist who spends time in the jungle and kind of loses it and becomes one of the 8 men.
Yeah. Instinct and stars Cuba Gooding Jr. Anywhere But Here. Sleepy Hollow, which is probably his next high-profile one because that's the next Tim Burton film. Proof of Life. Proof of Life starred Meg Ryan and Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe.
Yeah, Meg Ryan is looking for her husband who's like missing or something. The Family Man, which is a Nick Cage Christmas film.
It might be one of the only Nick Cage movies I enjoy watching, and it's him being Nick Cage, so it's really annoying, but it is a touching Christmas movie.
It's him being Nick Cage if Nick Cage starred in It's a Wonderful Life
movie.
Then he did Spy Kids. Who could forget Spy Kids?
That's one of his Disney movies he was contracted he had to do.
Yeah, right. Short film called Mazer World, and then in 2001 he did the film that shall not be named.
Golden Monkeys.
Planet of the Apes.
Golden Planet of the Ape Monkeys.
Planet of the Ape. Oh, hold on. You mean this?
Yeah, that.
Oh, he's
Oh, damn.
Hey, fucking YouTube ads.
Skip ads.
I'm leaving all these.
Oh, man, I want a YouTube ad to play.
I'm leaving all these in, too. I'm not going to spend 8 hours fucking editing out YouTube ads. I got to find out what the hell this is. The next thing he did in 2000 to 2001 was a TV miniseries short, 6 episodes called The World of Stain Boys.
For Celebrity Mutual and save $600.
Whoa.
Hello.
Sorry, guys. I felt left out.
You just felt left out.
I just felt left out.
So he did a short film, a short series, 6 episodes called The World of Stain Boy. Local superhero Stain Boy hunts down oddball villains harnessing bizarre powers. Stars Glenn Shaddix as Stain Boy, who is, of course, best known as Otho in Beetlejuice. I gotta find that shit. 2002, he did Spider-Man. Spider-Man is, of course, an amazing soundtrack, so I'm going to play that one real quick. Spider-Man theme. Let's see which one it brings up. Oh, look, it's the right one. Ready for the ad? There it is. Oh, I muted it. Fuck that ad. Oh, here's another ad. This one we should put on here because it's for Linktree, and we use that. Here we go, Spider-Man.
After Spider-Man main title, they were giving me Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. What the fuck?
I got it here. I got it.
That you can hear it. I hear dunk, dunk.
Even though I think the Tom Holland one is more like the original Spider-Man cartoon series, it is still a great fucking composition. He then did Men in Black 2, Red Dragon, which we spoke about last episode.
Yep.
Big Fish. I love that movie, Big Fish. It's a movie that tears me up every time I watch it. Spider-Man 2. Short film called No Experience Needed. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which we just listened to. The Corpse Bride.
Mm-hmm.
Shadow of the Bat, which is a video documentary short. Deep Sea, another documentary. He did the score for Nacho Libre, which is a Jack Black film. where Jack Black plays a luchador.
Yes.
I honestly have never seen Nacho Libre.
No.
I don't feel like I'm missing anything by not seeing Nacho Libre.
Except for Danny Elfman's score.
Yes, but I have to listen to the score now because I need to know what the score is for Nacho Libre. Oh, no ads.
Don't you believe it?
Holy shit! It's like very stereotypical Mexican.
I really hope this comes out on the.
It'll come out on the recording because it did with the Star Wars shit that I did.
Okay.
People listening will hear it. Yeah.
Good.
He then did Charlotte's Web, which is the live action remake in 2006. Arkham Asylum fan film. Meet the Robinsons, which I think is an underrated animated film.
Disney movie, yeah.
Yep.
I got a big head and little arms.
The Kingdom in 2007, which one of our Twitter followers suggested. The Kingdom is a movie about a team of U.S. government agents sent to investigate the bombing of an American facility in the Middle East. Stars Jamie Foxx, Jennifer Garner, Jason Bateman, and Chris Cooper. I don't think I've ever seen this one.
No, I don't think so either.
I remember, the ad for it. I don't think I ever saw it. Unsound Standard Operating Procedure. Wants It, which is a film with Angelina
James
Jolie
McAvoy.
and James McAvoy. Hellboy 2, The Golden Army, which I think is superior to Hellboy 1.
Yes.
I think Hellboy 2 is a great movie. Milk, which is a film starring Sean Penn as the political activist turned politician in San Francisco. Notorious in 2009. Notorious is
The Notorious B.I.G.
Yeah, it is. It's the life and death story of the Notorious B.I.G.
Yep.
Played by Jamal Woolward. The Dollar, Taking Woodstock, Terminator Salvation, The Wolf.
Not the worst Terminator.
Not the worst Terminator. Not the best either.
Not the best either, but not the worst.
The Wolfman, which was a remake of the Wolfman movie from the Universal Archive, starring
That's
what was his name?
Benicio del Toro.
Yes, it was one of the most boring films I've ever watched.
That was their attempt to rekindle the dark universe under Universal.
Probably. Then he did Alice in Wonderland, The Fight for the Last Cookie, Real Steel, which somebody on our Twitter feed picked out. Dark Shadows, Men in Black 3. You have to think like when he does like sequels, it's basically what he did in the first film, just kind of like revamped a little bit. Silver Linings Playbook, which is a very good movie. It's Jennifer Lawrence and Bradley Cooper.
But it's not a sports movie.
It's got the Philadelphia Eagles in it.
Barely. They talk about them. That's about it.
Robert De Niro wears an Eagles jersey. Frank and
There should be a movie done about Philly fans, about the antics of Philly fans over the years.
I think there is one out there. I think there's a documentary.
Is there a documentary about Philly fans?
Yeah, I don't remember what it's called, but there's definitely one out there. Frank and Weenie, which is an animated film from Tim Burton. Hitchcock, which stars Anthony Hopkins as Alfred Hitchcock.
Mm-hmm.
Promised Land, Captain Sparky versus the Flying Saucers, Oz the Great and Powerful.
Yep.
That movie fucking blew. That is the movie with James Franco as Oz.
That was the last Sam Raimi movie before
Doctor Strange, I think.
Before Doctor Strange.
American Hustle, which is a very good movie with Jennifer Lawrence and Bradley Cooper again. Big Eyes, which is another Tim Burton film. Very weird film. It's about this woman played by Amy Adams who paints these pictures of children with giant eyes, and her husband takes credit for them or something. He did Tales from the Crypt, The End of the Tour, 50 Shades of Grey. That's fucking awesome. That like Danny Elfman's not afraid to take a paycheck to do 50 Shades of Grey.
He did. I think he did the whole trilogy. Probably
because he did Darker and he did Freed, whatever the other one is. Age of Ultron, Goosebumps. He did the Oscars. Before I Wake, Alice Through the Looking Glass, The Girl on the Train, 50 Shades, The Circle. Not a great run in the 20 teens there.
He did Mr. Peabody and Sherman.
Yeah, Justice League, 50 Shades Freed, The Grinch, Dumbo, Men in Black International, Aliens, Clowns, and Geeks. I've never heard of that, but I'm looking it up now.
Aliens, Clowns, and Geeks.
Out of work actor stumbles upon a key to the universe and is drawn into an intergalactic war between clowns and aliens.
Sounds like
that's a Leo movie.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Yeah, stars Bodie Elfman, who I think is his son. Married to Jenna Elfman. Yeah, it's his son. Doolittle, which is the one with Robert Downey Jr.
I think they were talking about the box office returns.
Yeah.
They do little.
And then he had success again with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, which we spoke about earlier because all three of us have finally seen it. It is Sam Raimi it's Spider-Man meets the Evil Dead.
It's Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man meets the Evil Dead.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He is going to introduce you to America Chavez.
Yes, it does.
Character.
And I like the actress who played her. I thought she was really good.
I thought she was good too.
I thought she was a good character. He's going to be scoring the Wednesday series on Netflix that I had told you about last week, Kev. So he's scoring that series. And he has 6 movies in pre-production right now that he's scoring for, all coming out between 2023 and 2025. They are 65, Bloody Bridget, Rona Who Lives by the River, Forbidden Zone 2, Bloody Bridget 2, and in 2025, Beetlejuice 2. The Search for More Money.
I'm sure there'd be a couple more, multiverses or Doctor Stranges or one of those things.
Well, I mean, now that they introduced, Fantastic Four and the mutants and all that shit, you can expect either more movies or more series on Disney Plus, I'm guessing. I don't know about you guys. I'm feeling really good right now.
Yes, sir.
I just drank a 32-ounce orange sour, a 20-ounce strawberry wheat, top of the 20-ounce strawberry wheat I had earlier today, and the 2 Mackenzie's black cherry ales that I drank in between. I'm having a good Thursday. I'm thinking the editing might wait till tomorrow.
Yeah.
Damn it, I wanted you working on this tonight.
So thank you for joining us, everybody, tonight for episode 65, the music of Danny Elfman. We're going to go while we're still coherent enough to speak. Maybe. Some of us could probably still speak at this point. I can't. And I'm the one that does the most talking. Anyway, join us next week for episode 66. For episode 66, we are going. That actually works out, Mike, now that I think about it. Episode 66, we're doing 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Wait a minute, that's 3 sixes. So we talk about the devil instead.
Yeah, Kevin Bacon is the devil. So next week we are doing episode 66, 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. I can't say that anymore tonight because it definitely is not going to work. Mike, do you have any beer wisdom for us this evening?
I really do.
Okay.
The most important meal of the day isn't breakfast. It's the meal you eat before you start drinking beer so you can pace yourself.
So dinner.
Well, the one before you start drinking beer, it can be lunch.
Or in my case, the piece of fudge I had at like 2 o'clock before I started drinking. I also had a cigar at 2 o'clock today too. So
And
kind of like
still continues to be the easiest way to just get
I'm
information.
sorry, there's another commercial.
And then
Kevin had to
shout
give
out
us.
somebody.
We had to have one more commercial we weren't getting paid for before we signed off.
No kidding.
So, gentlemen, how are your drinks this evening?
Mine was actually pretty good. I'm going to make it for you guys.
It does. It sounds really good.
Can't go wrong with the golden monkey.
Yeah, and I can't go wrong with anything from Hidden Sands, especially a 32-ounce crowler of orange splash, followed by a 20-ounce can of strawberry wheat.
Let me put it to you this way, guys. I made a little thing of it for Adrian, and Adrian liked it.
Wow.
That's definitely got to be at the barbecue then.
Emphasis on we made a little thing of it for Adrian because she ain't going to drink a regular glass.
No, I actually made the proportions that they say in the recipe, and it came up with a little freaking glass. I doubled the proportions for me.
Okay. So thank you
I had
again
4 times as much.
Thank you for joining us here at the crossroads between pickled and fermented. I'm a little more on the pickled side right now, so we're going to be signing off on this episode 65, the music of Danny Elfman. Join us next week, as I said, for episode 66, the 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. We hope you enjoyed listening to this episode as much as we enjoyed recording it for you. Make sure you drop us an email, filmsfermentation@gmail.com. Visit us on Twitter at filmsfermented, on Instagram at filmsandfermentation, or facebook.com/filmsandfermentation, or visit linktree.com/filmsandfermentation for all of our podcasts and social media links. I'm Leo.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Mike.
Be safe out there, everyone. We're going to sign off because I really need to take a piss. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.